Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of August 2nd. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Nicole Eridix.
Hello.
And Catherine Holeko.
Hello.
As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give in to our obsessing. And today we're obsessing about superstitions. Are you guys superstitious? And if so, do you try to keep your kids from being superstitious too? Or does it become kind of a family ritual, like you have to go say goodbye to mom before you leave? Or she'll worry?
Just for a little example.
Well, yeah, I think I've told the story here before that my dad didn't say goodbye to his father, and then his father died that day. And so when I was growing up, it was seriously necessary to say goodbye, I love you, before you left the house, even if you were just like going down to the curb to get the paper. So I do that too. And everybody knows you have to go say goodbye to mom.
Right.
And I don't know if that's superstitious or not, but it just feels like, let's not take any chances, shall we?
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing to do anyway, right? Right.
Yeah, it can't hurt. It might help.
If nothing else, we just say, we just talk to each other and say, I love you a lot. That's not bad.
No. How could that be bad?
Totally positive. And if you forget, I'm going to run out to the car and say it to you. So, and then you'll be embarrassed.
I will chase you down the street if necessary.
I have done this, honestly, barefoot, run out to the car to say goodbye to somebody who didn't say goodbye to me. So that particular one runs deep. How about you guys? Do you have superstitions? Nicole, you were, I think, saying something about a superstition today.
Yeah, well, I go all the way into LA for an appointment every year, and it's really not that big of a deal. It's something that I could easily do close to home, but it's something that I did like years ago, and now I feel like if I change my pattern, which is so ridiculous, I totally realize how illogical that is. Yeah. But my mom was kind of superstitious when I was growing up, and she's just put enough of it in me for me to just be like, okay, well, better safe than sorry, or, right. Best not to mess with things. Or
why does it hurt?
I know, right? Like, I remember in Italy, and, correct. I'm not Catholic, so I apologize if I'm going to mess things up. But in the Vatican, there is a statue of a person. And the idea is that you line up and touch their foot. And do you know what I'm talking about? No?
I have not been to the Vatican.
Okay.
But that sounds like something they would have there.
Yeah. Because, like Catholics like their rituals.
We do.
Yeah, totally. I live with one. And so the idea is that and I so apologize to listeners for completely not giving this. I don't.
We'll say a prayer for you afterwards.
I don't mean any undue respect, but I just don't know how to describe it. Grab
my rosary while you're saying this, just in case.
Anyway, where you line up, you go and you touch his foot, and then the idea is that that you are prayed for, and that you'll be prayed for, and so. My husband, who's Catholic, he didn't really kind of see much of the logic in that. So he opted to pass on that opportunity. Whereas I didn't, because I'm like, it's there for a reason. People are saying this for a reason, so I need to go do it. Because if I don't go do that, something, so it's like, I'm that kind of way. And so right. I feel like, and I don't know if that's too, like if the example doesn't make it clear or not, but I just feel like I do things because if I don't, then the worst thing will happen.
Even if you don't believe in it, you do it just because.
Yes.
What if?
Yes. Right. Like I will throw salt over my shoulder.
Internet search reveals that is St. Peter's foot.
St. Peter's foot. So thank you.
And that you were supposed to bend down and kiss it.
Okay, I didn't do that.
Okay. You're going to have to go back to the Vatican now.
It does say nowadays most visitors opt for touching the foot instead of kissing it.
Yes, and this was pre-COVID.
Yeah, really.
So-
COVID now, I'm sure you have to,
I don't think you would
touch with
it.
a stick the plexiglass enclosed foot, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I, and it was open, and it was, it was something that was open to all people, which was very gracious. And, but I'm more like that thing. Like if I don't follow a certain pattern, if I don't follow a certain routine, then that's when things are going to mess up. So, or, there was one of my daughter, I constantly remind her, and she's like, oh my gosh, Mom. Really? This makes no sense. Oh, it's the opening the umbrella in the house. Don't open the umbrella in the house.
No, you don't open the umbrella in the house. That's bad luck.
Yeah, right? That's what I grew up with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up with that.
Yeah.
How about you, Catherine?
Yeah,
Got a lot of superstitions?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely know them. Things like opening the umbrella, like I would probably, or walking under a ladder or something like that. Like, I think I would avoid, like you said, it's like, well, it might matter. And if it does, then I'm covered. And if
it's inconvenient to take it out of the house once it's already open. It makes more sense to wait till outside. That's why we're doing it, really.
Right.
Nothing to do with that other thing, but still.
Yeah. Yeah. But things like you said before, Nicole, about not like deviating from, this appointment, always having it at the same place. Like I think I have like rituals and patterns like that. And it's not necessarily because I have a superstitious belief about them, but it is, I guess, comforting or something to do things in a familiar way.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, like when I'm getting ready for bed at night or something, I always do the same steps in the same order.
Right.
If I don't, I will forget something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like kind of a mnemonic device is just to do everything in the same order so you don't forget.
It's not because
I do not do that, and I do forget things.
It's not because I think something bad will happen. So.
Right.
But, one of my kids did develop like an unhealthy ritual like that and needed actual treatment for it. Like it was becoming like a compulsion.
Yeah.
Like a compulsive behavior. So, that's an extreme case and an extreme example. But, I think that is a risk with anything that you do in a very ritualized way, right?
That's true.
So that kind of thing could happen. So, but, things like sports, when you're watching sports, do you have to like sit in the same chair as you did when your team was winning? Or like, when my daughter was skating competitively, the team definitely had a lot of like
I'll bet.
rituals and things. And, I had this necklace that said like skate mom on it. And I would be like, okay, is it good luck to wear it? Or is it good luck to not wear it?
Right.
That would be a whole thing. And my daughter got into a thing where we always had to buy mini Oreos to bring on the bus. Like that became a thing.
Right.
Yeah. There's a degree to which that stuff is a superstition, and there's a degree to which it's just kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to have little traditions that you do.
Yeah.
Makes things special.
Yeah.
Right.
But
That's
I think
what
it was causing you stress. That's not such a good thing. But,
do you ever have the thing about don't say too much about a good thing because then a bad thing will happen or that thing will go away?
Yeah.
I'm more like, if I talk about a bad thing a lot, it will happen.
It will happen. Now, see, my mom said that if you think of all the bad things, then they won't happen.
Oh.
So she would lay, in the dark room with the wet rag over her eyes trying to think of every possible bad thing.
And it won't happen?
She said if you worry about it, it won't happen. So you got to think of all the possible bad things. Everyone.
Wow.
If you miss one, sorry.
That's it. It's all over and it's all your fault.
You should have worried harder, Mom.
Right. What were you doing?
No, I just play a game of statistics, and it's like,
Yeah.
if I keep thinking it, it's going to happen. if it's happened to a bunch of people around me, it's going to happen to me. Like, I mean, and that's not even really statistically correct, because if it's happened to a bunch of people around me, then statistically it shouldn't happen to me. But anyway.
Right. That's right. I do kind of worry about the pride goeth before a fall thing. I've had a couple of times where I was like super duper crowing about something, and then something, it got ruined. And so it's now every now and then my daughter will say something and I'm like, don't say that. Don't talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to jinx it.
Yeah. I definitely, I've done that or felt that for sure. Like the jinx.
I don't really believe it, and yet it seems imprudent not to worry about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole like knock on wood thing, right? Like, don't bring on the bad luck by talking about your good luck.
Yes, which is too bad. And of course, rationally, I believe in none of this, but
I know. Still.
What does it hurt?
Exactly.
There's just some things that get, ingrained or whatever, kind of become, like you said, these little
like
rituals.
A good idea at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we do have a ritual here of recording together every week.
Me too.
And sharing our conversations with you. And we hope it's your ritual to listen. But that's it for today. It's round 4. Tune in tomorrow and we'll share our roundabout roundup of things we've been using or enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter where you'll find us at Roundabout Cat.